I needed boundaries, and I think my dad needed boundaries. I needed a break. I needed my dad.
And did you get your dad back?
No. It was hard.
Remember when Beyonce and her father Mathew Knowles seemed almost inseparable? There was a time when Mathew managed her career from the ground up, and from the outside, their bond looked rock solid. Beyonce even wrote a song expressing that she wanted her future husband and unborn child to share some of the qualities she admired in her father. Looking back now, those words hit very differently considering everything that reportedly unfolded.
I felt like I had to move on and not work with my dad.
Over the years, Mathew and Jay-Z have both faced their share of public controversy. Allegations and reports involving infidelity and questionable business decisions have followed both men at different points. Their personal lives have also faced intense public scrutiny, including claims and disputes involving relationships and children outside their primary relationships. That overlap has sparked plenty of conversation, but allegations should not automatically be treated as proven facts. Still, one of the biggest twists came in 2011, when Beyonce made the surprising decision to end Mathew's role as her manager. Considering how closely their careers had been connected, the move was major. Mathew had managed Beyonce both during her Destiny's Child years and through the early stages of her solo takeover, and the numbers from that era were massive. Destiny's Child became one of the biggest-selling female groups ever, with more than 100 million records sold, and a huge collection of awards and honors, including Grammys, World Music Awards, and American Music Awards. The group even landed on Billboard's list of the top 10 artists of the decade for 2000 through 2009.
And the Grammy nominee for Best R&B Performance by a duo or group with vocal goes to...
Gotta do the brrrr.
Say my name, Destiny's Child.
Beyonce's solo run under Mathew's management was just as wild, with 16 Grammy wins and 3 multi-platinum albums, Dangerously in Love, B-Day, and I Am Sasha Fierce. She also scored 12 top 10 hits on Billboard's Hot 100 chart, including 5 #1 records. Beyonce was not stopping with music either. She stepped onto the big screen with roles in Dreamgirls and Obsessed, while fashion deals and major endorsements helped push her name even further around the world. With that kind of success, Beyonce firing her own father as manager in 2011 immediately raised one huge question. What happened behind the scenes?
One of the hardest things I've ever done. Definitely, someone you love, someone that's given you life, someone that's done such a fantastic job. It's hard, but it's a part of life and it's a part of growth. And I had to just tell myself, at some point you have to be the adult that your father has raised you to be and prepared you to be.
After years of rumors and speculation, the reported issues surrounding their professional and personal relationship paint a complicated picture. The professional split also came after Mathew and Tina Knowles separated, with their divorce becoming final in 2011. Reports surrounding the breakup included allegations of infidelity, and Mathew later fathered children outside that marriage. One highly publicized situation involved actress Alexandra Wright, who gave birth to their son Nixon in 2010. Mathew was also later confirmed through a paternity case to be the father of a daughter named Coy with Takoya Branscombe. Those situations brought paternity disputes, child support issues, and plenty of unwanted headlines. Mathew was reportedly ordered to make substantial child support payments involving Nixon, and he later sought to have those payments reduced after his income changed following the end of his management relationship with Beyonce. With private family issues suddenly playing out in public, the Knowles family found itself under serious scrutiny, adding another layer of tension to an already complicated situation.
We both knew it was time, maybe, a few years before, but I love my father so much, and he has taught me so many things. So it was something that It was hard. Really seeing our dynamics, healing our relationship as father and daughter.
The media attention surrounding Mathew's alleged affairs also put a spotlight on the reported age differences between him and the women involved, which were said to be 20 and 32 years. With so many personal headlines hitting at once, some observers even wondered whether all that drama affected Beyoncé's public image around the release of 4 in 2011, which became one of her lower-selling solo albums compared with some of her earlier projects. But the family drama was not the only issue reportedly happening behind closed doors. Serious questions about money also entered the picture. Reports at the time claimed that an audit requested by Beyoncé's legal team raised concerns about how some of her earnings were being handled, particularly money connected to her tours. Those concerns reportedly played a role in Beyoncé deciding to end Mathew's management duties.
I think one of the biggest reasons I decided it was time for me to manage myself was because at some point you need your support system and you need your family.
Mathew strongly denied taking money from his daughter. He argued that the accusations were connected to Live Nation Entertainment and claimed the company wanted greater control over Beyoncé's touring business. So while the allegations created explosive headlines, Mathew maintained that he had done nothing wrong. And this was not the first time financial disputes had surrounded his management. Former Destiny's Child members LaToya Luckett and Latavia Roberson previously became involved in legal action that included allegations concerning Mathew's management and the group's finances after their departure. The wider dispute involved several issues, and the accusations remained heavily contested. That history made Beyoncé's eventual decision look even more complicated. Questions began circulating about whether earlier experiences involving Mathew's management style and personal struggles may have influenced how she viewed the newer allegations.
Now that you guys have separated as business partners, has that actually worked for your personal relationship to get better?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
However, claims involving past substance use and financial misconduct need to be separated from established facts, especially when trying to understand what actually caused their professional relationship to fall apart. Some people argue that Mathew's later controversies sound similar to incidents described in David Lee Brewer's book, Beyonce, Raising Genius. Brewer, who previously worked as Beyoncé's vocal coach, made serious claims in the tell-all book about what he says he witnessed during the 1990s. According to Brewer, Mathew used drugs, and he alleged that the problem became worse over time, affecting his parenting and creating tension around Beyoncé and her sister, Solange. Brewer also claimed that the alleged substance use put serious pressure on Mathew's marriage to Tina. One particularly explosive allegation was that Mathew began taking money from Tina's beauty salon. Other reports have repeated claims about alleged drug use and suggested that people around the family were aware of the situation. There were even allegations that these personal struggles affected important meetings connected to Beyoncé's early career. These remain claims from Brewer and other reported sources, rather than something that should automatically be treated as proven fact.
Everybody thinks in the world that Mathew is the devil. Mathew's not the devil. Mathew is simply what you call a butthole. He's a narcissist. He's a butthole. But the devil is the mama. The devil is Beyonce's mama.
Despite everything being discussed publicly, Beyoncé did not frame the management split as the end of her relationship with her father. In her statement after their professional split, she made that crystal clear when she stated, "He is my father for life, and I love my dad dearly." In her 2013 documentary, Beyoncé, Life is But a Dream, she also explained that moving away from her father's management was about separating business from family and allowing her family to become more of a support system. That decision became a major shift in Beyoncé's career. Instead of having her father controlling the business side of her moves, she gained more independence and room to shape her artistic direction on her own terms. Interestingly, even after Beyoncé ended her professional relationship with her father, she continued working closely with her mother, Tina Knowles. Tina had been involved in Beyoncé's career since the Destiny's Child days, starting as the group's fashion designer and later working on their clothing line, House of Darion. She also remained involved as a creative and styling consultant, including work connected to Beyoncé's tours. Their business relationship continued to grow instead of slowing down. Tina has remained connected to Beyoncé's entertainment company, Parkwood Entertainment, and has supported different creative aspects of Beyoncé's projects. Mother and daughter even took their business connection into another lane with Sacred, Beyoncé's hair care brand. So while Mathew was no longer handling Beyoncé's career, Tina remained firmly connected to her daughter's professional world. But after Beyoncé separated from her father professionally, people started questioning whether their personal relationship had changed too. When Mathew married Gina Avery in Houston, Texas on June 30th, 2013, neither Beyoncé nor Solange attended the wedding. Mathew explained their absence by saying both daughters had previous commitments. Still, people definitely noticed. Then came another detail that made the situation look even more interesting. 2 years later, when Tina married actor Richard Lawson in Newport Beach, California, Beyoncé and Solange were both there. Naturally, that contrast sparked more speculation about where things really stood between Mathew and his daughters. Despite not having them at his wedding, Mathew has maintained that he has a close relationship with his daughters and grandchildren. They are not seen together publicly nearly as often as Beyoncé and Tina, but that does not necessarily reveal what happens privately. Mathew generally keeps the details of their relationship under wraps, while still using social media to publicly express his love, pride, and admiration for Beyoncé, Solange, and his grandchildren. But Mathew has not completely disappeared from Beyoncé's story. Over the years, there have been moments suggesting that whatever tension existed between them may not tell the whole story. Beyoncé has occasionally acknowledged her father publicly, and Mathew has continued celebrating his daughter's accomplishments from a distance. Still, compared with the years when he was constantly beside Beyoncé, their relationship now appears far more private. That privacy has naturally kept people guessing. Some believe Beyoncé simply created stronger boundaries after mixing family and business for so many years. Others point to the financial disputes, Mathew's personal controversies, and the pressure surrounding their family as possible reasons their dynamic changed. But without Beyoncé directly confirming every detail, those theories remain speculation. What is clear is that leaving her father's management marked the beginning of a different era for Beyoncé. She gained greater control over her career through Parkwood Entertainment and increasingly shaped everything from her music and visuals to her tours and major business moves. Instead of being known as the superstar managed by her father, Beyoncé became the person calling more of the shots behind her own empire. And that shift makes their story especially interesting. Mathew played a major role in building the foundation of Beyoncé's early career, but eventually she reached a point where she apparently believed she needed to move forward without him managing her. Whatever happened privately between father and daughter, the professional separation changed the power structure around one of the biggest careers in entertainment. And once Beyoncé took greater control of her career, the difference became impossible to ignore. She started making bolder moves, keeping major projects under tight wraps and dropping music with little warning. Her 2013 self-titled visual album became one of the clearest examples of that new approach. Beyoncé was no longer simply following the traditional industry playbook. She was building her own lane and deciding exactly how the public would experience her work. Meanwhile, Mathew continued speaking proudly about the role he played during the early stages of Beyoncé's journey. That history cannot simply be erased. He helped manage Destiny's Child through their rise and guided Beyoncé during the beginning of her massive solo career. At the same time, Beyoncé's success after their professional split showed that she could keep expanding without her father sitting in the manager's chair. That is where this family story gets complicated. Their history includes enormous success, serious allegations, business disputes, and private family issues that became public conversation. Yet Beyonce has generally avoided turning the situation into a public war. She has spoken about separating family from business, while Mathew has continued expressing love and pride for his daughters. So the distance people see today does not automatically prove that Beyonce completely cut her father off. What it does show is that their relationship changed in a major way. Mathew went from being one of the most powerful figures behind Beyonce's career to watching many of her biggest moves from outside her management circle. And considering how closely connected they once were, that transformation says plenty without either of them revealing every detail.
Now it is time to chat. Jump into the comments and tell me where you stand on Beyonce and Mathew's relationship today. Do you think they were able to repair their bond after Beyonce ended their professional partnership? Or do you think everything that happened behind the scenes created boundaries that permanently changed the way they deal with each other? And what about the allegations discussed throughout the story? Do you think the past behavior alleged by former vocal coach David Lee Brewer played any role in Beyonce's decision to move away from her father's management? Or do you think the financial disputes and intense attention surrounding Mathew's personal life created enough pressure on their professional relationship by themselves? There is a lot that outsiders simply cannot know for certain, especially when the people involved have kept many of the private details away from the public. Either way, drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to know how you see this whole situation. Do you think this was mainly about business, family drama, broken trust, or a combination of everything? Keep it respectful, but do not be afraid to share your take. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who would want to hear this story. Turn on your notifications so you do not miss the next video, and most importantly, leave a comment below, because I will be checking to see what you have to say. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.